The longer this series has gone on, Oklahoma City is looking to essentially change what the Nuggets' identity is. Throughout this year, the Nuggets have averaged 32 three-point shots per game. In the last 3 games, this is game 2, 3, and 4, the Nuggets shot 37, 40, and 45 threes, a significant amount higher than what they did in the regular season. Let's look at why. First example starts off early. We're looking for Jokic going across the court right here, and we're going to see the attention that he essentially draws with him in the low block. Not only does his attention come from potential help on the opposite side, it also comes from Lu Dort, the near side defender. Okay, so we see Chet cheating over already, making it so Jokic doesn't have a clean look. But you also see a near side defender coming, and keep in mind this is helping. This is jabbing or stunting off of a fairly good shooter in Jamal Murray, which shows the biggest priority that OKC is making is no Jokic. Don't allow him to get comfortable down there in the post. But not only in the half court, we've also seen that the Nuggets are very good in transition. I've talked about this in a couple other videos. And one of the things they do is they use Jokic making good reads. They use Christian Braun, good athletes, Aaron Gordon going downhill. And so if OKC can make it where in transition you're shooting a moving 3, a difficult 3, instead of something at the rim, whether it be Jokic or Jokic making a clean pass, that is clearly OKC's priority as well. Here we can see there is no effort whatsoever to close out to an objectively good 3-point shooter. Hartenstein is glued to Jokic. Chet is not sprinting over. SGA is not sprinting over. They say, if you want to take that, that's fine, because that's lower end on the transition than what you would normally get with Jokic at the rim. We can even see the attention that Jokic is facing out here on the perimeter when Chet is trying to help over. So he essentially has 2 defenders, so Aaron Gordon has to go somewhere else. And they reset, and they do eventually get it to Jokic. The crucial part here is it's not just they're worried about Jokic driving to the rim. They care about anyone driving to the rim. So Jamal Murray is going to go off this dribble handoff, and he's going to go get north-south pretty good, like he's attacking the rim. And so you have Hartenstein, who essentially switches on to him to make sure you have no one at the rim. But not only do you have Hartenstein who's going to go with him, you also have Chet who's following. Okay, so this is crucial. You're essentially following 3 defenders, leaving Jokic, leaving good shooters on the perimeter, and saying, no, you're not going to get anything in the rim. We're going to allow something over here on the perimeter. So Aaron Gordon drifts out to the perimeter, does as he should. And Jalen Williams right here has the moment where he could close out. He could close out, and this could force a rotation where you have everyone covered. And he says, I'm not even going to bother with the closeout. I'm going to prioritize take away Michael Porter Jr. And instead we'll have Chet with a late closeout because that's a more difficult shot. And that's the shot we're trying to encourage because it takes Denver away from what their essential game plan has been this whole year. So there's a reason why the Nuggets had 81 going into the end of the fourth. It's because OKC played a really good defense and really smart defense in what they allowed or not. Here, going into the fourth, we can still see Chet denying Jokic right here. And so they do eventually get it to Jamal Murray, and they're going to run a little pick and roll. And so Jokic, I think, does a tremendous job here. So first off, we have contact on the screen, and their priority is nothing at the rim. So you do have Hartenstein switch temporarily. And so Jokic notices the switch and knows that they're going to provide help. And so he actually gets on the outside of Caruso right here, which allows him to essentially switch or essentially screen both players, which is really well done by him. And so you have Jamal Murray, who should be coming down Freehill. So first off, you have Jalen Williams helping over. But then what's the other big thing you have? Like, why is this not a layup for Jamal Murray? And it's SGA. He's camped in the paint. Could not be further from Christian Braun. And that's what they're allowing, saying, prove it. Make that shot, otherwise we're going to take away shots at the lane. All right, so as Denver is traveling in transition right here, we're going to see first off what their first priority is. So Jokic with the ball, you have to be worried about him coming down here for post-up. You have to worry about him driving, and that's where the big threat is. So Christian Braun is going to go over here. We're watching this defender right here. What does he do? Okay, he knows the Jokic is right here. He sees, Christian Braun's going over there. No worries. I'm just going to stay here. Jokic passes the ball out, and he's like, okay, Jokic is no longer the one at the ball. Now I can loosely close back to Christian Braun. The priority on that transition right there was to make sure Jokic doesn't get anything at the rim. So Denver resets nicely. Jokic does this unbelievably well. Okay, and you get the post back in there. What happens now? SGA, what is he immediately doing? He's not making any suggestions about it. He's coming all the way over to make sure Jokic has nothing if he swings back this way. Caruso helping off. Hey, you could not give less attention to any of these shooters on the perimeter than OKC is currently doing. Okay? So Jokic knows he has literally 3 players within 2 feet of him. 3 players within 2 feet of him. He's not even near the rim yet. Like, that is unbelievable. They are saying no Aaron Gordon here. Christian Braun, relatively ignore him. And then Russell Westbrook, like, not even come close to him. Like, that is, you cannot give any player in the NBA more disrespect, more space than this right here. This is unbelievable. You have 3 players on this half of the court. You have this player is occupied 100% Aaron Gordon. So you have 1 player guarding arguably 3 players. Maybe you could say 2.5. Like, that is unbelievable. And this is OKC's, like, that's what they're saying. They're saying, prove that you're going to make that consistently. You're going to shoot and you're going to make that consistently. Until you do, we're going to keep playing that, and we're going to take away Jokic, make sure you get nothing clean at the rim. And so I think the big question is going to be, can Denver hit that shot to earn that respect? And if they do hit that shot once, is OKC going to change their defense, or are you just going to stay consistent with it? Otherwise, I mean, maybe Denver's got to think about putting Strother, putting somebody else out there that can shoot, that can draw a little bit of attention, because Jokic is going to keep getting that attention. They're going to try and make sure Jokic gets nothing at the rim, and I'm curious what happens in the upcoming game. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, and most importantly, have a blessed rest of your day.